continuing story of Peyton Place. Starring Dorothy Malone as Constance Mackenzie, Ed Nelson as Michael Rossi, Mia Farrow as Allison Mackenzie, Ryan O'Neill as Rodney Harrington, Barbara Parkins as Betty Anderson, Tim O'Connor as Elliot Carson, Christopher Connolly as Norman Harrington.
For Peyton Place, the long winter is over. The trial of Rodney Harrington, the hit-run accident that felled Allison Mackenzie, over and done with. For Stephen Cord, the promise began a year ago when he returned to Peyton Place. Today is a time of love. For today, he marries Betty Anderson.
Is this yours?
Sure is.
Wow. Well, aren't you going to say anything?
Such as?
Oh, I don't know. Whoopee, yay, anything like that?
You know, this is the first new car I've ever owned. I better get used to it slowly like everything else.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Sorry. Well, just wait till you and Betty are married for a few days. And all of a sudden the girl you've been running around with is your wife. Boy, is that a jolt. But it's a good one.
Betty aren't as young as you and Rita.
Yeah, I'm not as naive either.
You said it, I didn't. Sometimes I wish we were.
No, you don't. You've got the world by the tail, Stephen, and you know it. Well, see you at the wedding.
Just me, you could be married in red, white, and blue polka dots. But this is Peyton Place. Everybody knows that a year and a half ago you were living in the Peyton house as Mrs. Rodney Harrington. I just think it's bad taste to be married in that house and in a formal gown.
I know you do, I don't.
I mean, formal gowns are for first weddings. You should have worn...
Mother, this is my first marriage. Yes, Rod and I went through a ceremony in that tacky place in White River. But it was annulled, Mother. Annulled means it never happened.
To this town, it did.
This town's as fickle as the wind. First it hated me, then it felt sorry for me, then it was proud of the way I came back. Well, big deal. I'd be a fool to care what this town thinks. It can't hurt me now, you know that. Maybe you want me to sneak over to Owens Ridge in a simple suit so that everybody in town won't know that Dr. Rossi gave me away. So that everybody won't be reminded that my father wasn't available to start the dancing or to take you home. Mother, please. I'm sorry. It's just that I wish he were here. When Mr. Peyton suggested we use the house, Stephen and I decided it should be formal. And that's the way it's going to be.
Sounds more like a declaration of war than a marriage.
That's exactly what it is. My own selfish little war on being mediocre, unsuccessful and unimportant.
Does Stephen know that?
He's fighting the same war his way. Strange how alike we are, how right we are for each other. He's going to make me a perfect husband. And I'm going to make a perfect wife for him.
Do you love Stephen? Do you?
Brother Stephen means more to me than one exhausted cliche. I mean more to him. Now smile, it's a wedding, not a funeral.
Okay. Don't you dare come near me.
That's gratitude for you.
Norma Corsage.
That's better. Remember the last time I bought flowers for you?
You mean the ones you stole from our wedding?
Well, I paid good hard cash for these.
I've still got one of the flowers in the bouquet. It's under Norman in my dictionary.
What's a Norman?
Person who lives in Normandy, stupid. Know what a Rita is?
You wish you were a Betty? A long white dress, men in cutaways, engraved invitations, and lots of expensive presents.
But she's getting Stephen. I got you.
Who's got a booming law business? And who calls up Grandfather Peyton and says, would you mind moving your chess set out of the living room? I'm getting married this Saturday.
I don't care. There's a meanness in Stephen, deep down. Remember those things he made me talk about in court?
He had to do it to help Rod.
Nobody had to know those things about me, Norm.
He saved my brother's life.
That isn't what saved Rod. I think Stephen likes to step on people every once in a while so he can hear them squish. I hope Betty doesn't have to live with that side of him.
Some people are made that way. Look at Grandfather. Stepping on people is his idea of an indoor sport.
Do you think he's Stephen's father?
What made you ask that?
I heard it in the drugstore. Think it's true?
You expect an answer? If it is, he's my uncle. Mrs. Harrington, meanness runs in the family, so you better hurry up. And, bring a large handbag.
What for?
Canapes, hors d'oeuvres, sandwiches. Lobster, fish, turkey, ham, and maybe roast beef and chicken, if the old goat's feeling generous. Cake, and hopefully ice cream, and a vast assortment of candy and nuts.
Are you hinting that you're being starved to death?
Absolutely.
But you're fat.
And hungry. You know, I hope Stephen doesn't love Betty as much as I love you. It hurts to love someone so much.
Here's another one, Mrs. Cord.
Who's it from?
William Kennerly, Boston.
Yes, my son used to work with him. Put it with the others. Oh, no, Mary, not there. Not another row. We won't have enough room. Sorry, Mrs. Cord. Thomas? Thomas? Thomas, I want you to...
Well, I hope you weren't going to tell him to drop everything.
Good morning, Mr. Peyton. Thomas, I want you to check the dining room.
Yes, sir. I can manage.
You look quite handsome.
The mothholes are well hidden. You look a vision, Hannah. And I can look around without your help.
That'll be fine. Now, Mary, would you go to the kitchen, see if you can help the caterers?
Yes, Mrs. Cord.
You wear your victories like campaign ribbons, Hannah. Silver stars.
been so few and far between, I think it's forgivable.
Then this should make up for all your defeats.
Hardly. But it is a beginning. Now that you've finally realized your obligation to Stephen, his right to be married in this house,
It was easier to give in than to listen to your copying.
have you thought of a wedding gift yet?
Oh, yes. I selected it, personally. A toaster. Both appropriate and practical, wouldn't you say?
Oh, I think the bride will appreciate it very much. Don't you think Stephen has earned a little more than a toaster? After all, if it weren't for him, Rodney would still be in a cell. Or have you conveniently forgotten that?
This carnival you're staging is Stephen's reward. Both for freeing Rodney and for having the good sense to marry Miss Anderson. Get used to it, Hannah. She is the bride-to-be. In a few hours, she'll be Stephen's wife.
We were talking about Stephen.
Ignoring Betty won't make her go away. You tried that with Catherine. It didn't work. Remember? She reminds you too much of Catherine, doesn't she? Just as you thought you were free of her, your son chooses a stronger, healthier version.
And what about you? Isn't that why you wanted her in this house? Because she reminded you of Catherine? Stephen's gain is your loss. I hope you'll find something to fill the void.